Well, what you tend to find is that spirituality and meditation, it's just about getting out of your own way. And once you get out of the way, you realize that you are the way. So when you say that silence opens up, the silence is always there. And when you move or remove or weaken that distraction of the mind that you are who you think you are and the noise, you just settle immediately back into what's always been and what always is, and it's just always there. But it's just about creating that space, like you said earlier, just about creating that space just so you can recognize. And that's what we'll aim to do. It's about soothing the mind. And you soothe the mind the same way that you would soothe a baby or an animal or even an adult. You soothe them by taking away the stimulus. And then you cultivate the environment. And that's exactly how the mind is soothed. Because the mind, it's such a divine gift that we have, and no one knows how to utilize it properly. And they have come to believe that spiritual practice is about stopping the mind or stopping thought. And that's not the case. You can't stop the mind. The mind is part and parcel of being human. It's required, it's needed. And the mind's superpower is thought. So you can't stop that. It's like asking the heart not to beat. The mind thinks. The issue that arises is that when you pump awareness unchecked into it, the mind becomes unsettled. And when it's unsettled, it chronically thinks. Now, thinking is its superpower, but it's not meant to chronically think incessantly without pause. It's had no chance to rest. It needs soothing. And with a soothed mind, settled, it just creates a momentary break in the substrata of thought. Now, this doesn't mean that it is a dumbed down state, or you're going to forget everything, or you are going to be in a coma-like state. It's the opposite. The mind is still as sharp and awake and aware as it is, and how you have been used to it of being for your entire life. It's just settled without the constant voice, without the constant thought. And it is the constant thought that is creating the projection and the reality of this separate entity, this mind-made I. And because you've never had a moment without this mind-made I, you wholeheartedly believe that it's who you are. Now, there is nothing to do and nothing to achieve and nothing to attain to rest in your true self, because you are that self. You aren't aware of it because you're distracted. Now, you cannot use the mind to escape the mind. You can't use the mind to settle the mind, and you can't use the mind to soothe the mind. So what the practice is, and what we're going to do together now, is we're going to slowly but surely begin to pull awareness from the mind and just rest it on itself. Because where awareness rests, identity is found. So the mind now is talking, it's listening, it's analyzing. And we're not going to do anything to stop that. We're going to practice non-interference. Because the whole projection and the whole reality that the mind is projecting, it is fueled by awareness. It is its very source. If there is no awareness on this mind-made reality and this mind-made entity, then they cease to exist. But you, who you truly are, will remain. So as I speak, don't listen to the words, just hear them. If I give an instruction, don't do it. Just be the consequence of it. And throughout everything, do not interfere with the mind, do not dance with it. And slowly, it will begin to settle. So you're probably very aware now of your breath. And you can feel the body breathing. You aren't the one breathing. Your body is breathing. And as you inhale, I want you to feel the breath reach every single cell in the body. Because there is no part of this body that you are not. So let's begin to bring the awareness to every single aspect and every single cell. And then you can feel the exhale. You can feel the subtle vibrations all happening at the same time in the entire body. You can feel tingling in your head at the same time as your fingers, at the same time as your knees, at the same time as your toes. And with every exhale, just soften. One of the side effects of mind-made reality is tension. And you hold it in the body. It's the tension of always having something to do, having something that you need to do, or just constantly thinking. It creates a tension. It can be felt in your shoulders, and it can be felt in your face, around the forehead. Now, as we breathe in and we feel our body alive, when we breathe out, we're going to focus on releasing the tension in the shoulders and in the face, and just soften. Don't fight it. Just keep softening. Feel your eyes relax. And this is all priming us. It's priming the environment and the body. Which is going to create the space to be able to pull awareness from the mind. We must be relaxed, restful. External noises, internal thoughts, they are not deterring us from softening up and relaxing. We are holding the space without being sucked into the mind. We are feeling the awareness in the entire body. Now it's the mind. It is the mind that creates the separation. It does this by taking ownership of the body and that it's who you are and that you are confined to this form. With awareness in the mind, this will be known. But we're going to pull awareness and we're going to start to expand that we are no longer confined by this body. That the space around us is just an extension of who we are. Because all there is here. And here is not a location. Here is existence. I am here. You are here. The space which our mind perceives to be between us is here. But yet there is nothing external to it. Nothing outside of it. And nothing in between it. Because here is all there is. There is nothing outside of here. Everything is here. So there is nothing to control, nothing to hold on to. And we can start to pull away from the safety of the mind. We have nothing to fear. Do not fear a quiet mind. Don't question it. Don't be curious about it. Don't wonder what it will be like. Wonder what you will be like. Just experience the consequences of a quiet mind. Feel the entire body breathing. You are not this mind-made narration. It is an illusion. Just as when moisture passes through sunlight, a rainbow appears. When awareness passes through an unsettled mind, the separate self appears. And just as the rainbow disappears when the moisture is no longer passing through the sunlight, the separate self disappears when awareness is no longer passing through an unsettled mind. Now, we don't have the choice to be aware or not aware. We are conscious beings. We are awareness. So the practice is to take the mind from being unsettled to settled. We soothe the mind and we allow it to rest in its natural state, which is empty cognizance. Empty of thought, empty of structures, yet vividly awake. Expand the awareness outside of the body. You are not confined to it. Just be aware now of the space around you. This peace is the innate peace that is always present. This peace is being untainted by an unsettled mind. This peace is not only accessed via a deep meditation, it is always there, always accessible, in every moment. If it's not felt, it is merely because awareness is distracted on the mind. When this peace is not felt, that's your cue to practice and pull awareness from the mind, allowing it to settle. In all situations and all scenarios, in every moment of daily active life, practice is to soften and retract many, many times throughout the day. Many, many times. You are fully present and engrossed in whatever it is that you have to do. It's just that you are not the doer. You're removing the boundaries, allowing compassion to arise through recognition of self. Removing the confines of the limited mind space and basking in the vastness when you find yourself in an unpleasant situation or a stressful situation, one where upsetting emotions are arising, anger, frustration, sadness. Feel the emotions, allow them to flourish, allow them to be felt. But you are not the individual at the brunt of these. Acknowledge the situation and return your awareness back to itself. You do what must be done, but you are not the doer. Thoughts arise, situations arise, but you remain grounded in this perfect equanimity and perfect wholeness, untainted by this mind-made reality. There is no separation. There is no differences. There is no differences between you and another, you and your child, you and a stranger, you and an animal. There is only wholeness. And wholeness, by its very definition, by its very nature, is always whole. Now the mind will never fathom this. The mind will never fathom outside of itself. And the mind deals with the individual. It creates the individual. It's how it processes reality. It's how it survives. My mind can't think for you, and your mind can't think for me. But it is in that thinking that the separate self is created, which is perfectly fine as long as we do not believe that we are that self. This practice is a lifelong practice. This practice has no goal, it has no outcome. There isn't a moment that you have achieved it and then there's nothing more to do. This practice is lifelong because this practice is being. And being is our primordial, natural state. And the practice is simple. Pulling awareness from the mind. We cultivate the environment. We meditate. We practice. We interact with nature.